Let the race begin! Okay, guys, so we are here within our single player world, but we had to do it on flatland because, we're doing with race cars. So we got to have the best momentum out of these cars. And these are the race cars, and you got a motor car, but look at them. Look at their details. Like, you got the little back seat, you got their engines, you got a diamond engine, you got like a stone engine, you got their frames, chairs. I mean, it's a full blown car within Minecraft and you can use it for racing or just to do some chores. Yeah, I had to put like a magenta or purple one in here because, yeah, I like this color. This color scheme looks pretty dope. And you have the tools and the crafting machines and all that stuff that I'm going to go through. So first we're going to go with the main functions on the main blocks of the game. So we have the auto mechanic table and the automobile assembler. So in order to craft the auto mechanic table, all you just need is 2 copper ingots or any type of cobbled stone. And to make the automobile assembler, all you just need is 3 copper ingots and any cobble block just to craft these two main function blocks. So you got the auto mechanic table and you got the automobile assembler. You're probably wondering, what does the auto mechanic table do? So when you right click it, it shows you all the frames and all the parts. So you got all the frames, and you keep clicking up here, you get engines, we have wheels, attachments. Yeah, so this is where you pretty much get all your car pieces from. And if, say for example, I want to get a magenta car frame, you got to get these type of materials. So you need iron, copper, magenta, leather, deteriorite, and more iron. So they're pretty much crafting recipes, or you gotta trade just to get the parts. So for any of these things, you gotta trade for parts, and sometimes it can be very expensive. Like you might have to get, I don't know, for example, if you want like an automobile engine, you might have to get gold. If you want iron, you gotta get an iron block. If you want diamond, you probably get 2 diamonds and some obsidian, and so on and so forth. And sometimes it does increase the car's statistics, because they do have statistics in the game if you decide to build a car. And you got all these attachments here. Like for example, you have grass cutter, crop harvester, and so forth, just to make the driving a much more useful instead of just typically just driving all over the place. You might use it just to do some, I don't know, harvesting, paving, carrying something around, and so forth. So what we have here is the automobile assembler. So we have all the frames. So all I just did is just borrow from the mechanic table. And if you want to place or build your car, all you just got to do is just right click, and you see it just sets up your car. So this is what it looks like. And then what happens? You just add in your wheels, and you can add whatever engine that you want. Yep, like that, boom. Then you know that it's already good to go. And you can actually add a little attachment just by right clicking, and you got yourself a little mini crafting table. And you're probably knowing, what does the crowbar do? Use on automobile to remove. It helps you to, take apart or disassemble the automobile if you don't want it there. So in order to craft a crowbar, all you just need is a copper ingot and an iron ingot. Just give yourself a crowbar. And say, for example, it's sitting right here. You could just take it off. Well, no, that's not the proper way of doing it. So let me just build it again. Come on, let me just build this again. So it's like you got to build. Oh, it also shows you some statistics. So if you break it out again, you can actually see the little statistics. So, say for example, I want to click it because I just saw that. I want to see my stats. And then if you want to, ride your car, you can just ride your car off of it, and it's done. Yeah, so you're sitting here just riding your car. Yep. Also, you cannot craft these at all because you only can get them from the mechanic table. Now, we're just going to resume over to the ramps and all the other obstacles just to make your game look more like a race car track. So we have the slope, the steep slope, and the launch gel. In order to craft the slope, all you just need is 3 iron ingots, a glow ink sac, and a slime ball, and you get the quantity of 6. To make the steep slope, all you just need is 4 iron ingots, glow ink sac, and 1 slime ball to get 3. To make a launch gel, all you just need is 2 slime balls and nether quartz, and that's mostly for all the launchers. And for the panels, all you just need is, for this one apparently, the dash one, is 6 iron ingots, a glow ink sac, redstone dust, and blaze powder. This is going to be slightly expensive if you want to make a ton of dash panels, and that means farming glow squids is going to be a thing. And to make the grass off-road, you just need 2 grass blocks and coarse dirt. To make dirt off-road, is 2 dirts and gravel. To get sand off-road, you get sand and gravel. You get quantity of 6 for one of these. You get quantity of 6. And to get the snow off-road, just 2 snow blocks and gravel. And for fuck's sakes, I really hate when the weather does me like this. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and try this race car. See, it says shift for stats. See, it shows you all the information. So there's something about it if you try to, analyze your car, because it did show the statistical information, but I just don't know how to see it. Like, you can actually, shift and it would just show you on the side. But if you get, like, for example, a standard magenta race car, you see the acceleration, the comfortable speed, and handling, and the grip. Meaning how fast it can go and how fast it can, do whatever, like the efficiency. But I'm going to go ahead and probably assemble, like, a faster car. Let me just pull this one out and reassemble another one. So I got to go to the frames and choose myself a much more faster impacted car. And yeah, I think that pretty much concludes for that build. And then we just build a car like this, and we just put the engine back on here. Right that. Oh boy. Oh, this car is going to be fast. This is going to be a fast one. Yeah, this is going to be a fast one, guys. If you even do drifts and shit, you're pretty much playing Mario Kart in a nutshell. And you see your miles per hour at the top too. Yeah, you can see how fast you're going. Now, also, let me just tell you guys this. For the ramps and all that stuff, they can actually go through many obstacles. So, I gotta give myself an effect because I just know that, yeah, it's gonna be pretty risky. Very risky indeed. And I typed that wrong. Alright, so we got fire resistance, and we can just drive through all these treacheries. So, we can go through water without a problem. Okay, the track is kind of not perfect, but I'm going to try it again. So, you see how we just did that, right? Your car can literally drive through the water. So, I can drive through water like this. I can just drive through the water. And I can also drive through lava. And I can also jump over those barriers. And for the launch pads, they literally do 3 block height jumps. So, if you ever plant any of those, you can jump over 3 blocks at least. At least 3 blocks. And see, when you get off the car, your car could still be on fire, but it will never burn away. Which is quite weird, but it's kind of useful. And if I want to show you guys to attach some attachments to it, for example, you got a paver, you got the backhoe, and you have a crafting table. So, for the rear, see, you can just right-click it, and it will do something. See, when you drive, it just paves the grass. Yeah. And then you could just take it, and then you could just get the crowbar. Where's the goddamn crowbar? All right, so you gotta get the crowbar once again to take a piece off. Yeah, take it off, and then all you just gotta do is put, for example, this little thing here. This looks like something for crops, and then you rake it. Yeah, it creates farmland. And luckily, it doesn't have durability, so you can keep using it as much as you want. You're basically making this easier for yourself. And then you got the crafting table, the portable crafting table, and then you could just, drive and Come on, can I use the crafting table? I'm not sure we can use crafting tables. Come on. I want to use the crafting table. I don't think it's... I think it's still a work in progress. So, I mean, it's just a driving crafting table, guys. So, we're pretty much just taking the crafting table for a ride. You can drift with the crafting table. Oh, boy. You can also keep your drift even when you go through the water. Damn. I am going at very fast speeds. And there is some information if you want to know how to drive the car. So if you go into it, it shows you like acceleration, boosts, and speeds. So when you see right here the HUD, you have accelerate, S to brake, A and D to steer and drift. So if you drive like pushing the W button, or just hold W, you speed up. If you want to hold brake, this is how you brake to prevent yourself from actually, doing bad things. And what's cool is you can actually hold it down and you still get yourself a little effect here. You see this? You're braking. Like I'm driving while I'm braking and I can just speed up. You could actually do A and D just to turn and space to drift. You just do space, hold the space button and you see that? You got yourself a little sparkly effect right there, letting you know that it's charging up that torque speed and boom, you're flying. And they should fix a little bit of things, like if you ever place a ramp, like this part here, these are the ramps. They're kind of not visible. They're kind of just invisible because I'm not sure why they're invisible, but they should make them slightly visible or mostly visible so people can see where the ramps are, unless you gotta download like another mod just to use the ramps. But overall, it's just a good mod just to play with friends, and you can just drift around and just play some Mario Kart, and even just download like a Mario Kart map and just race. But you might have to make adjustments to the courses just to make it a little more entertaining, and add some power-ups with it too. Then you got yourself a whole racing game, literally within a game. Okay, so we're here at the mod page for Automobility, and the mod is created by FoundationGames. So, let me just read this. Automobility is currently in beta, so that means there's still some features that are not working and some things that are still work in progress. So, this is pretty much a work in progress mod. Not everything is guaranteed to work. Sometimes there might be bugs, and sometimes there might be, glitches purposely there, because they're still working on it. And you can see the game version right over here. It says 1.19.2, so it tells you that it's still on this version and has not released any new versions like 1.19.3 and 1.19.4. And it is available for Fabric and Quilt and CurseForge, so you guys can actually, use the mod there. But for those that really want to download this mod, for Fabric, I highly recommend removing OptiFabric and downloading Sodium and IRS shaders, or just download Sodium, because it doesn't work with OptiFabric, because sometimes some of these mods do act funny when OptiFabric is downloaded within your mods folder. So you gotta remove OptiFabric just to put Sodium, just to use the mod with the with the optimization features in it too. They do have crafting recipes, and the whole entire time I was using REI, but you can use MEI, JEI, or REI. All that's going to be included in the description. And you got parts, you got creating your automobile, you got enhancing your automobile, and building. You can build slots, dash panels, off-road titles, and mortar builds. So this is pretty much basically a fun game or a fun mod to play with. This is the driving. You can accelerate, brake, steer, drift, and it is controller support, which is pretty cool. It means you can actually use your game controller just by using this mod here. So you can use A to accelerate, B to brake, left stick, right trigger to drift. So that's pretty dope that they actually have a little mod here just to use your game controller like an Xbox 360 controller or a PlayStation 4 controller. That definitely makes this mod a little bit different from the others. But if you really want to play a full nice game of this, you can literally just run your own server and just have this mod, download it, and just make sure the track is big enough to drift, because I know for my intro, I kept bashing into walls because the track was quite small. But if you want to make it big, just make it big so you can drive around, or you can just host it on your server just to play some, kart racing. Anyways, see you guys next time on the next Minecraft adventure. Stay safe, wear a helmet, and keep drifting.